book arrivals and a beer. Um, me mother says that if I keep buying books and putting them in this house, the house is going to collapse. Which I don't buy into that theory for any amount of rationale. But I do think it might prolapse, where it will expand outside of the house and then just form like the innards will go outward. And the books will expand throughout the house, probably. A 19. I probably shouldn't have bought so many books, but it's the first day of my vacation. And I went out shopping to just about every thrift store in the area, which is bookish. And I found this many books, probably 33 books. Um, I have a big book sale coming up. Coming up Thursday, so it was a um, bit of overkill for these, but here we go. These Step thrift stores have a deal where you get 30% off during your birthday month, and this is my birthday month. Plus, they also have a deal. What the fuck is out here? No, just crackheads. Where certain colors are half off, and these were all half off. Most of the books I got today were half off at the Step thrift store. Clarion, Piece by Piece, 1998. I believe this is a Cabrini High School yearbook from 1998, Allen Park, Michigan. I don't really know anybody from Allen Park. And anybody I do know would not have graduated in 1998. Allen Park is a suburb south of Detroit. Well, technically not south, because south of Detroit is Windsor, but south of where Detroit is on a north, east, southwest. You know what I'm saying. Is your name Tesla? Taylor. I'm going to sneeze. Name's Trailer. Interesting haircut. Was that Barack Obama? No, that's Mario Levone. Anyway, there's that yearbook. Let's see what we got here. Bismarck, The Man and the Statesman. 50-cent book, or 70-cent book. A.J.P. Taylor, a witty and brilliant portrait, psychological as well as political, of one of the men who molded the destiny of Europe. What's up, Brobs? What are you up to, Brobs? Who was Bismarck? Was that German? Bismarcky. Austria? Was he the leader of Prussia? Russia? Otto von Bismarck was born at Schönhausen in the old Mark of Brandenburg. I'm going to say that's Germany. It is Germany. See the guy that got assassinated and then World War II started? That ain't him, was it? No. I think he's way before then. Anyway, that book's been at that thrift store for a long time and it had no price on it. So I finally took it up there today and asked for a price. They said 99 cents, and then I got, 30% off because it's my birthday month. Crime scene, from fingerprints to DNA testing, an astonishing inside look at the real world of CSI, Larry Raggle. Oh, bullet holes. Are those stab wounds? Gaping stab wounds. So yeah, just your typical true crime book. Peach Girl. I have several of these books. They appear at the thrift stores on occasion, and I pick them up. My kid used to read these sort of things. I don't know if this series in particular, but I just collect them now in case I open a bookstore. What the hell is this? Some kind of a thorn. Anyway, Peach Girl. The hell's Peach Girl even about? Anyone ever heard of Peach Girl? Momo realizes that Kylie is still in love with Masao, and that it's a very real possibility that they might have to end their relationship for good. While Momo swims out her frustrations in the pool, Kylie arrives to talk things out and admits he's torn. Although he cares deeply for Momo, the memories he has of his time with Masao are also very strong. Kylie then reveals a shocking secret about his past and Momo's unique link to it. This sounds like a fucking Tokyo fucking soap opera. Manga soap opera, buddy. Hey, stop drinking, buddy. Peach Girl 8. Miwa Ueda. Are they all written by the same person? Yes. Peach Girl. My kid used to razz me about manga. I'm like, kid, I watched fucking Speed Racer back in the day before you even were born. Shakespeare. 5 plays. You can barely see it because it's a fucking dumb coloring of the letters, but it's like King Lear, Henry IV, Much Ado About Nothing, Hamlet, and The Tempest. Vintage book. Probably has some explication. Cost $1.15 at Wayne State University back in, I guess, the 70s. 64. 1964. Kind of looks like Austin Matthews. Young Man Luther. A study in psychoanalysis and history by Eric H. Erickson, author of Childhood and Society. The Mark V was badass. The fuck does that mean? Obedience to whom? This study of Martin Luther as a young man was planned as a chapter in a book on emotional crises in late adolescence and early adulthood, but Luther proved too bulky a man to be merely a chapter. His young manhood is one of the most radical on record. Whatever became part of him was eventually destroyed or rejuvenated. Oh, is that what it was? I didn't know Speed Racer had a fucking Mach 5. Russia Rising. Tracking the Bear in Bible Prophecy. And it's curious that a lot of preachers, including Jack Van Impe, who I followed during his lifetime and like him as a conspiratorial preacher, in that Russia is always going to be, in their minds, the country which is going to cause Armageddon. And through their supposed invasion of Israel will set off Armageddon. And this book is basically asking if that's a valid scenario. I mean, it makes sense to me that it is, because the Illuminati is using it in dealings with Russia. I mean, Russia's tried to join NATO for 70 some years. They've tried to join NATO and asked and have been refused because obviously, the globalist, trilateralist, and Council on Foreign Relations, New World Order zombies need a bad guy, and Russia's going to be it. China's a bad guy just by their mere existence, but they're cohabiting the bad guy role with Russia is part of a New World Order plan, if you ask me. But what do I know? Great literature collection. So yeah, I might read this book on this channel just because I think a lot of history is set up by what's been written. And the Bible is often used for to carry out things, and then people believe, hey, these were supposed to happen. So I do believe governments use the Bible as a pawn in their globalist games. Some of my best friends are left-handed people. By Michael Barsley. Well, you're way too intelligent. YouTube will ban you for sure. YouTube don't even care about me. I know one thing YouTube does. They're really good at taking away views. I'll have a video get 3,000-4,000 hits, and then by the next day it's at like 1,700. So I don't know what that's about, but obviously they don't want me to get a certain amount of hits. Then they'll have to pay me. They'd rather just have me make videos. Not that I really care about getting paid. It's more of a joke to just keep making these videos to see how many I can make. Plus, I'm documenting all the books I buy in case there's ever like a tornado or a fire or whatever and burns down my house. I will have a documentation of all the books I have and their condition. Hello, Bobs. What's your name? Nix30. So yeah, I've got a small collection on books on left-handedness. It's rather small, probably 3 or 4 books. But I think this also goes into handwriting. The hell's this? Lee Diable, sword in left hand, one of the tarot pack of cards. Apparition of the Grand Kabbalah, the unclean spirit with left hand outstretched. He has been summoned from the magic circle with the black hen already sacrificed. Circumambulation, or the right way round. I already like this book. This book's pretty good. The origin of handedness. Nix30. How do you get 60 or above subscribers? Just keep making videos, buddy. I'll tell you one way you can really get a bunch of subscribers. And I accidentally got a lot of subscribers through neighborhood stray cats. I was filming them, but then a lot of people, cat weirdos, were coming here to watch cats, so I kind of banned cats from my channel. Because it's pretty easy to get numerous followers if you have cats in your videos, but I'd rather do it through books, which most people hate. And most people hate the books I like, which are books like these. Left-handed people, just an oddity. Most people want shit like fucking, what's that chick's name? Can't think of their names, but they're these fucking, what are they called? Whatever it is, it's just bullshit books. They're like fantasy books and rewrites of history. I can't remember what the name is called, but it's fucking garbage. The Trial of Queen Caroline. I don't know anything about Queen Caroline. The only thing I know about Queen Caroline is that the band... I heard that book before. It's a really good book. This one, Left-Handed People, or this book. The only thing I know about Queen Caroline is she's mentioned in a song by Wolf Alice. It's the only thing I know about Queen Caroline. There's the street. She says, meet me at Queen Caroline. Which turned out to be a street. I heard the song and I looked it up. And it's a street in London, I believe. That's all I know about Queen Caroline, is there's a street named after her. The trial in 1820 of Queen Caroline, consort of George IV, was not only the most scandalous in which a member of the English royal family has been involved. It was also one of the most historically important. Was the Queen guilty of a flagitious relationship with her Italian majordome? What the fuck is that? Majordomo? Bartolomeo Pergami? This was the question on which, day after day, for close on 2 months, the House of Lords met to hear evidence, to listen to speeches from opposing counsel, and in the end, to fail to come to any clear-cut decision. Guilty or innocent, the Queen faced an ordeal which gave rise to a degree of partisanship evoked as much by public hostility to the King as by popular support for, as it seemed to the London mob, his innocent and abused consort. Yeah, so there's that. As you can see, that's the Witcher series. These books were all half off, so I got them for $1 a piece. Just different novelized versions of the Netflix series, which I've heard about, but I don't really know what it's about. I plan on selling these, unless there's some hot goth chick who wants to become my librarian, and then she can have these. Oh, I just love The Witcher. Andrzej Sapkowski, The Lady of the Lake, Sword of Destiny. These books were there last week, but I didn't buy them because they were $2. But this week they're half off, so I got them for $1 each. These are basically the kind of books I was just talking about, which I don't like, but I will sell these. And if there's 8 of them, and I can sell them or 7 of them, and I can sell them for like $30, then I make about $20, and I can buy a shitload of books for that much money, and then I get free books. Charles Dickens, A Christmas Carol and Other Holiday Treasures. Again, white tags were half off, so I got this for 50 cents. Nice faux leather book. What's up, Rob? You're back. You just gonna keep saying hi? Christmas Carol. I must have at least 5 copies of the Christmas Carol now. But like I said, it's got like a faux leather cover, so that's cute. Another book that I'm going to sell, Frida McFadden, Ward D. This is from this year, so hopefully it is worth $10-15, but it may not be. It says 2025 and 2023, so if I can publish it, or not publish it, if I could sell it for $10, that'd be great. Actually, I only got this one for 1/3 off of 99 is what? 66 cents? So 69 cents with tax from the communist state that just steals money from you. War with the Newts by Karel Capek. A new translation from the Czechs by Ewald Osers. It's got a bunch of marginalia in it, which I don't like, but supposedly a author that Kurt Vonnegut and Milan Kundera, however you say his name, kind of founded this guy. They didn't find him, but they introduced him to American audiences. And this is one of the great anti-utopian satires of the 20th century, an inspiration to writers from Orwell to Vonnegut. At last, in a modern translation, man discovers a species of giant, intelligent newts and learns to exploit them so successfully that the newts gain enough skills and arms to challenge man's place at the top of the animal kingdom. Along the way, Karel Capek satirizes science, runaway capitalism, fascism, militarism, journalism, even Hollywood. Yet, He presents all the events on a comically human rather than spectacular scale. He was generally considered the greatest Czech author of the first half of this century and one of the great world authors between the war. Proofs and refutations, the logic of mathematical discovery. I did get this one to resell it because I have zero interest in mathematics. I'm not against mathematics, but I guess mathematics falls in with philosophy, but I like philosophy, not so much mathematics. Just kind of boring to me. Sell that for $10. That'd be nice. Demon Diary, Tokyo Pop. Another manga book. Art by Kara. Story by Lee Yun Hee. I don't understand manga. I mean, I understand comic books and all that shit, but I just don't understand the appeal. I understand the appeal to like 12-year-olds, but when you have women in their 30s reading this shit, you just say, what the fuck are you doing? Reading and drawing this shit. I'm just like, what are you doing? It's just weird to me. But that's probably why there's so many 30-year-old teachers molesting kids. Because they're all weirdos now. Manga, fantasy, Eclipse realizes that Raynef truly is a demon lord, and in a journey, secrets about the past are unearthed, while truths are buried and sacrifices are made. Meanwhile, God raised announces the God raised announces that big changes are stirring in the demon world, spurring the formation of an unlikely alliance that may forever change the roles of gods and demons. Okay. Moral Freedom in the Age of Artificial Intelligence by Simona Trebelli. Whether we like the algorithm and AI or not, it's coming and people embrace it and they're fucking stupid. And so you have this little algorithm thing controlling people's brains. Algorithmic predeterminism. The moral problem. The epistemological problem. I didn't look this book up just because it's a newer book, and I just figured to Monton with Past Extreme. I don't know what the fuck this is. Anyway, it seems like an interesting book for a communist to read. Blood Line of the Holy Grail. The Hidden Lineage of Jesus Revealed by Lawrence Gardner. Book isn't worth very much. Oh, look at that. It's split too, and it's fucking falling apart. Well, that makes that unsellable, even if I could sell it, but if I ever choose to read it, it will lay flat when I'm reading it. How about that? Intrigue Against the Bloodline. Betrayal, Politics, and the Passover. I wonder if they talk about Russia, the new Christiana religion and the bloodline, the Messiah, Jesus, Son of Man. Wish I would have looked at it, but it only cost me $0.25, so no crying. This likewise cost $0.25. Reading Nietzsche, edited by Robert C. Sutton, Kathleen M. Higgins. Essays on Nietzsche, obviously. I've read these extracts from Nietzsche's letters with a view to loosening the logjam of abstractions which begins sooner or later to make itself felt during such symposia as this. Besides, I thought it would be proper for us to hear Nietzsche, albeit muted, snipped asunder, and in translation. Nietzsche's Gay Science, or How to Naturalize Cheerfully. Where we at? 24 minutes. Wow. Wow, buddy. I wonder if I can like this. No, they won't let me like it. Nietzsche and Morality, edited by Brian Leiter and Neo Simhababu. Sinhabubu. It don't really look like Nietzsche. It's more like Creature. Creature Nietzsche. Obviously, more essays and explication on Nietzsche's work. Does it say Kantian? Nietzschean animal psychology versus Kantian ethics. Two more Nietzsche books for my collection. What we got here, bruv? Terry Brooks, The Voyage of the Jurl Shannara, Isles Witch. I mainly got this because it has the see-through cover or see-through jacket. What's that called? Frosted jet cover. But I believe it's first edition too, so I don't know if it's worth anything, but I think I got it for 50 cents. Book 1, Witch. First edition, September 2000, so 25-year-old first edition book for 50 cents. Can't beat it. Don't know if it's worth anything, but who knows. Guess I didn't check and see if it was signed either. Probably isn't, but you never know. Now those in the pair to be signed. I don't even know if Terry Brooks is still alive. This book I was going to get it regardless if it was worth any money, but then it turned out to be worth some money, so I may just sell it just because it's volume 2 of a who knows how many volume series. God's Playground, A History of Poland. I am Polish. Book's in great condition, worth 20-25 bucks, so maybe I'll sell it. Probably should sell it since I don't have, like I said, I don't have volume 1. Volume 2 is kind of redundant without the first volume. So this will probably be fodder. 70-cent book. Can't beat it. If I can make 20 off it. The Texas Tower Sniper, the terrifying true story of Charles Whitman. Obviously, I think he was at what school was he? Southern Methodist or something. Caution, this book contains descriptive accounts of abuse and violence. If you are especially sensitive to this material, it might be advisable not to read any further. Where was this? Dallas. Kind of conflating this one with Kent State. I remember it was in Tawa, but I don't remember where it was. Anyway. Nice looking guy. Looks like a Kachuk. Rick Ross, Freeway, The Untold Autobiography by Rick Ross. With Kathy Scott. A book I would never have bought. Well, if it was worth money, I'd buy it for sure. But it is signed by Rick Ross. I don't know if Rick Ross is still around and is popular, but I have a signed book of his, even though it's not in very good condition. But if Rick Ross drops dead or something, then people will be buying his book, and then there we go. I have a signed copy of Rick Ross's book, whoever the fuck Rick Ross is. I think he's a rapper. I believe I heard a co-worker talking about him before. I don't know shit about him. Michigan Myths and Legends. The True Stories Behind History's Mysteries by Sally Barber, that is. In the summer of 1985, I don't know what this is on the back, but I'm not going to touch it. The discovery of a ring of boulders on Lake Michigan's biggest island sparked a huge controversy. Were the stones placed there on purpose, or was their placement a random act of nature? If the ring is man-made, who created it, when was it made, and what was its purpose? Did it say extraterrestrials? Is this mine? This is my receipt. I paid with cash, so you can look at it. He wasn't very happy today with me. I don't know why. $2.57 for 3 books, I think. 34¢. I don't know. I don't know how they figured this out. One at 34¢, one at 69¢, and two at 70. What does that even mean? Finally, the 5,000-year leap. 28 great ideas that changed the world by W. Cleon Skousen, who was the writer of, was it The Naked Communist? What book did he write? Is he still alive? Anyway, he was a conspirator. Why am I asking? This book should be over here somewhere. Where's Cleon Skousen? Alfred Hitchcock. Pokemon. What were his books? The Keys of His Blood. There's a Malachi Martin book right there. The Herald of the New Age. Of course, I can't get this out of here without knocking down half the shit in my life. I know I got a Cleon Skousen book somewhere around there. There it is. The Naked Communist. I was right. Alright, so I do have other Cleon Skousen books. I'd never heard of this one before. Reincarnation. You don't go here. The Biggest Secret, Ike. I don't know where the fuck it is. I don't care. I know I have more of his books. I think they're all behind there. The 5,000-Year Leap. 28 great ideas that changed the world. The happy union of these states is a wonder. Their constitution is a miracle. Their example of the hope and liberty throughout the world. Woe to the ambition that would mediate the destruction of either. All right, that's all. That's all the books I got for today, bud. I'll wait till I get to 3333. Then it's Illuminati-ish.